Hello. All right. Basically, in this video, I'm going to briefly describe the computer science principles exam reference sheet. Okay. So, the AP Computer Science Principles multiple choice exam covers programming and algorithms, but does not conform to any specific language. So, basically, what that means is you guys will eventually have to do that create performance task where you guys will have to create your own program. And because in this particular class, I'll teach you guys how to use Scratch, but another teacher in another state might be using Swift. Another one might be using Python. Someone might be using C++, and so forth. Some might be even using Java. Um, the AP exam basically needed a way for programmers of all kinds to understand what's presented in that multiple choice exam. So here, if you look, you have all different, this is called pseudocode if you're wondering. Because of this, it's important for students to become familiar with this pseudocode. And like if you go down, keep going down, these are all just different types of it. So basically, what pseudocode does is it's an it expresses an algorithm in an informal manner, such that if you did have exposure to any programming language like Scratch, Swift, Python, C++, and Java, you might have a chance at figuring out what that expression means. But anyway, so exams for this particular course will also use this pseudocode format so that you will have exposure to questions that are similar to those on the end of course exam. Okay, so if you see here, there's a lot of things here so far that we haven't learned yet. But basically, I just want to show you some just how you would read this. Okay, so basically, when we do go over assignment, display, and input, these all over here are examples of assignment, display, and input. When we go over these are all types of arithmetic operators and numeric procedures. These here, if you go down, these are all types of relational and Boolean operators. And here, if you guys did the readings that I have posted for the second week, you will see that this is selection. So selection, if you guys remember, so if you guys read that part in the You Teach curriculum, so selection is basically an if-else statement. So for example, like if I am wearing pants, I put on my left and right shoe. Else, so that would be like, or otherwise, I would put on pants first before I put on shoes. Yeah, so that would be an example of selection. That's where you have two scenarios, and it's either it'll follow one set of instructions or it might follow another set. Okay. All right. So that's basically selection. And if you guys were reading also, we also have iteration. So this pseudocode here shows examples of iteration. So iteration are just examples of loops. So if you recall the reading, so think of the hammer. This basically, let's say n equals 9. So if you hammer a nail into the wood 9 times, so it's like repeat 9 times, hammer nail into wood. That would be what you would use that for. Repeat until would be something like hammering a nail into the wood until it's flush with the wood surface, if you guys kind of remember that part in the reading too. But yeah, so these types of iterations are situational, and you will learn that later as we go more into like Scratch and stuff. But mainly I just wanted to show you how this connected. So yeah, because we went over selection earlier, or if you read it, there was selection, and there's also iteration. Okay. Now, if we keep going down this list, here are a bunch of list operations. That's something that we'll also have to go over later. All these are all list operations. And here are some examples of procedures and procedure calls. Yeah, and we will also go over that later. Okay. Now, this one, I just want you to, for that particular question that I have in the Google form, I want you to pay particular attention to the robot. So the robot is basically the black triangle trying to get to a certain square on a grid. So as you can see, these are all little directions that you would use to tell the robot to go somewhere. So like moving forward, it moves one square, rotate left, it would rotate the triangle 90 degrees counterclockwise. So hopefully you guys remember geometry, which way is counterclockwise. Rotate right would be rotating it 90 degrees clockwise. So yeah, another geometry concept. Hopefully you guys remember that. Can move. Can move is something that we will discuss later. But I just, for now, just want you to focus for that particular question. Think about how you can get that black triangle from its position to a certain square by moving forward a space or rotating it a certain amount of degrees left or rotating it a certain amount of degrees right. But yeah, it's good to just keep this this reference sheet somewhere. You can save the document somewhere, and we will definitely refer to it later. Yeah, that's basically it for this particular week. Just let me know if you have any questions, and we can discuss this more later, hopefully in the online sessions. Okay, thanks, bye.